Monday with your lady Colleen Mowat, owner CEO of Hair Creations Derby. Welcome back. Sit back, relax, and let's get chatting. So, on my last video recording, I made on my journey to Toronto, Canada in 1988. Right, so on my entry to Canada, a little bit about how I got my Canadian visa. Back in those days in the 80s, it was very hard to obtain a visa of any sort. Again, back to hairdressing and the clients that we deal with. There was a lady who I was doing her hair for a couple of years. Never know that she works with the Canadian Eye Commission. One day, luckily, she came in with her name badge and stuff, and I saw it, and I approached her. I said, I didn't know you worked there. And she says, how did you know? I said, you're wearing your name thing. She goes, oh my gosh, I didn't realize we're not supposed to come out on the street in it. And then she took it off. So I said, can't you get me a visa? And she said, oh, you don't need no visa. You don't need to go to foreign. Look at you. You look like you're living foreign already. What you need visa for? And I said, no, I just want to go to Canada just to see what it's like. And she says, are you really serious? I said, yes, I am. And she says, okay then. But you've got to get this document and that document and this letter and that and that and that and that. Luckily, I had a good relationship with my boss, Mrs. Dennis. And so after the lady had left, I went to her and I told her. And she says, okay, we'll try and get it sorted. I said, yeah, but we need it by Friday, which is, I think it was 3 days in order to obtain all the documents I needed. However, she did it and we got it. She even took me to the embassy for my interview. And when I went into the embassy, I realized that this lady wasn't just an ordinary worker in the embassy. She was of a good standings. And so I was given my first Canadian visa to go to Toronto, Canada. But listen to this now. I know nobody in Canada. I had nobody there. So where was I going to go? Where was I going to go with this visa? So I went home and I'm talking to my neighbor, my friend Sharon. And she says, but Dad is in Canada. I said, really? She says, I'm going to ask him if you can stay with him. I said, okay. And she did. And she came back and she said, yeah, my dad said it's fine. You can stay with him. I was going for a month. She says, you can stay with him. And so that's how I went to Canada on my first visit. Right. So get on my flight, landed in Pearson International. Wow. Strange. Never been to, as they say back home, big foreign before. I've been to the Cayman Islands when I was in beauty school with my friends, but never been anywhere like that. So this massive airport, people everywhere, Got my luggage, because now it's strange. I'm having to follow people that came on the flight with me so as to know what to do. So followed them, got my luggage, and came out, and I'm thinking, I wasn't stopped. I wasn't asking any questions. I just came straight through. I don't know how it happened. When I was ready to come back, and they were trying to, in those days, you had to reconfirm your return flight. It wasn't like now. So we went down to the Air Jamaica, the ticketing office in downtown Toronto, and trying to get me back, and they were asking me how did I come in the country. There was no stamp in my passport to say you've got 1 week, 3 weeks. There was nothing. So they couldn't work out how I got to Toronto. But I tell you, when God and grace and favor is on your side, it takes you anywhere. Anyhow, did it. Spent my 4 weeks. It was lovely. Met a lot of people. Went a lot of places. The CN Tower. Went to see the Blue Jays game. Baseball again was my favorite sports outside of cricket. So of course I took on to baseball. And I just explored. In the 4 weeks I really did a lot. And so in Canada now, one of my friends I met up with decided that they were going to Vancouver, and they decided that they wanted to take me. So I thought, okay, fine, I'm going somewhere else. So whilst going on this journey, they did say to pack a few things. I didn't realize that we were going on a 2-day driving thing. So it took us 2 days driving to get to Vancouver. It is that far. But it was a lovely drive, and we were having lots of fun on our journey. There's a few things, as a girl from Jamaica, not used to these places and seeing highways and byways like this, wide, vast fields and all of that for the first time, I was like, wow. I remember saying, why have they got all these dry trees? Why don't they just cut them down? It's all sticks everywhere. And they said, no. The leaves are gonna come back. I said, what do you mean the leaves are gonna come back? Don't you see the trees are dying? The leaves are falling off. It's only a stick. And they said, no, you don't understand. The leaf falls off in the fall time, and then in spring it comes back again, and everything is green and pretty. I still couldn't work out what they were saying, but I just went, all right then, if you say so. But that was just the weirdest thing ever. I couldn't understand why they have all these trees with no leaves and they were still good. And so we went on our journey, got to Vancouver, and they were visiting a friend, so we were staying there for 2 days, and then we were coming back to Toronto because I would be leaving in a couple of days' time. Vancouver, lovely place, very cold, but oh my gosh, the whole time I was just thinking, oh my gosh, I never thought I would ever have this experience. So now they decide that they're gonna go down to the shopping mall. We're gonna do a bit of shopping. I had money with me, so now girls step up in a foreign. You want to buy everything, you want to care about things for everybody. So picking up this, I'm going crazy. All these big, this massive mall with stores on top of stores, and there's just so much to see, and I'm thinking, oh, I like this, I want to get this, I like this, I want to get that. Then I'm thinking, right, have you got enough money to pay for all this and to take back for everybody that you want to take? I'm always a giver and a sharer, and I love to share, and so I just wanted to carry something back for everybody, but I couldn't. But I still tried, and I did my best to carry as much as I can for the most important persons. And so came back to Toronto, did a few bits more down there, went to Niagara Falls. Oh my God, that was out of this world. I've never seen anything, never experienced anything like it. You just stood there and you're just in total awe of, oh my gosh, wow, look at this, oh my gosh. I was so scared anyways. I wouldn't go close enough, but I knew what was happening, but I'm not going close enough. I am just one of these scaredy cat persons when it come on to them things. I'm always thinking of the worst, so I don't go nearby. But it was just amazing when we went up to Niagara Falls, and they were saying to me, oh, if we go up to the top there and you go over this road, you're in America. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm in America? And they're like, yeah, this is the border. I'm like, wow. So we went up there, of course, and I went over and I'm like, yeah, I'm in the US. I'm in the US. I'm so happy. But I tell you, that now was an amazing time in Canada. My first trip to Toronto, Canada, 1918, and it was in March that I went, so it was still a bit cold. And oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you this bit. On my second or my third day, I think it was, I looked outside the window and it was so bright and sunny, and I thought, wow. So we got dressed, put my shorts on, and I came outside. My gosh, the cold hit me. I ran straight back in. You would never think the sun would be so bright out there, and it was so cold, but it was really cold. So I had to go back and get changed and dress properly for that weather. I learned quickly that you don't look outside and just think, oh yes, it's nice and hot. It's not. We weren't in Jamaica, we were in Canada. Be realistic. But on my way back to the airport, it was, I was just thinking, wow, wow, what an experience. And I thank Sharon so much, and thank your dad for having me, allowing me, to go to Toronto. I don't know if she remember. I hope she does. We're still friends. She's in the US now, but I hope she does. But I remember, I never forget when anybody does anything for me. And I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that has helped me on my journey from start and going through. And as I go through my videos and everything, people will see and hear the name. I hope they're not offended. I won't be saying anything bad, but I just want to big you up and give you all thanks and praises for helping me on my journey. But most of all, praises and thanks to the Most High God, who is the author and the finisher of my life. So guys, come and check out my next video, which would be my return trip back to Kingston, Jamaica. After your girl come back from Big Foreign, I'll tell you all about it, how excited I was. Everybody's going to want to know about my journey, how it went, what happened, what took place. Come over and see. Thank you all for joining me. See you next time. Bye.